Hello there, lovely people. I'm going to take you through a very simple 6-step process of how to hit your goals for 2021 and make them stick. Okay, so I'm going to take you through my process that I've been doing for many years, and I've been teaching to a lot of people, and I've had lots of feedback about this process. Now, as we know, 2020 wasn't the year that we had expected, and a lot of people, their goals had to change, or they had to let go of certain dreams. However, there were a lot of people in 2020 that were able to achieve goals within their control, whether it was to start that garden they've always wanted to start, whether it was to lose that 7 kilos, whether it was to get more healthy, whether it was to save their relationship, whether it was to find love, whether it was to, connect more with their friends, start a business, read more books, write a book, whatever it is within their control, a lot of people were able to achieve. Okay, now I'm going to take you through my 6-step process. There are 3 parts of this 6-step process. So part 1 is we have to reflect on our current year. What went well in our year and what are we grateful for? So step 1, what are you grateful for? Your health, your family, the country that you live, the support maybe that you had during the pandemic, whatever it is, some of the lessons learned, all of the things that you're grateful for, but also connect to that gratitude. Don't just go through the motions. Step number 2, make a list of all of your achievement. It doesn't matter how small. It doesn't matter whether you got through the pandemic and you were able to stay mentally sane, whether it was you were a good friend, whether it was that you started a business or you made money, whatever it is, or you kept your job, what are some of the achievements that you had? Step number 3, make a list of the things that you could have done better. What are some of the lessons that you learned during 2020? Because if we don't know what went wrong, or some of our weaknesses and failures, we don't know how we can fix them. We won't know how we can fix them in 2021. Part number 2 is we have to set the goals that we want to achieve, but we have to make an emotional connection to those goals. So first of all, step 4, write down the goals. My recommendation is 4 goals maximum. It could be to do with your health, your relationships, your careers, your finances, or whatever it is, a hobby that you want to take up. Now, write those goals down and make them very specific. If it's how much weight you want to lose, be very specific and put a date next to it. If you want to make a specific amount of money, make sure it's very specific to that. But the most important step is actually step number 5. Now, this is the most important step. This is the step that you need to take the most time on. Okay, so this is where we create an emotional connection, because if you don't have an emotional connection of why you're going to achieve this, it's important to achieve these goals, and the pain it will cause you for not achieving these goals, and the pleasure it will bring you for achieving these goals, then you are wasting your time. So step number 5 is essential, because of course, yeah, on a logical level, you could know that you need to lose 20 kilos. You know that you pick up the phone in your sales job. You know that you have to pick up the phone more and network more. But if you're not connected to it emotionally, you're not going to take action. So when you have this goal, I want you to think about, in 5 years' time, for example, you need to lose 20 kilos. In 5 years' time, what is all the pain that you're going to feel if you don't lose these 20 kilos? Are you going to be even 40 kilos, 50 kilos? But I want you to think about the worst case scenario, from the confidence level that you're going to feel, to not feeling that you want to go out, to not being able to wear the clothes that you love, to not, maybe if you're single, you might not feel so confident that you're going to meet people. If you're in a relationship, you might be pushing your partner away. But then think about the worst case scenario, from diabetes, heart disease, cancer. I know this is a very exaggerated, but this is a reality. Okay, but also I want you to make an emotional connection where and I know this might some people might be a bit triggered by this, but think where you are so emotional that you go to your future and you see yourself, you're like a fly on the wall, you see yourself and how miserable you are. Well, you're going to be in tears. This is what it's going to take for you to make that emotional connection, for you to reach your goals. Then I want you to think about the pleasure. We don't want to put you in pain too much. So what is the pleasure you're going to feel when you do lose all this weight? How amazing you feel, your self-esteem, your health, your vibrancy, the energy that you have when you, and this is not just about shallowness and looking sexy and hot. Yes, if looking sexy and hot is your thing and that's going to drive you to lose weight, then hell yes, write down sexy and hot. But think also about the emotional, the confidence, the health aspects of how you're going to feel on a pleasure. Now, I did spend a lot of time on this step 5 because it's so important. Do not skip this step, and do not just skim, like I would meditate on this step for at least an hour, and I might meditate on this for a few weeks after New Year's, every week, until I get that emotional connection that I am taking action. Okay, so then we go into the last part, which is part 3, is creating the rituals and making them stick. Now, yes, the goal is important. If I want to make whatever $300,000 in my commissions and sales, or I want to lose that 20 kilos, or I want to make more friends, or I want to find love, yes, they are all important. However, it's the little rituals that you do that are going to compound. You might not be able to achieve your full goal at the end of the year, but it's all the little habits. So if you ate more fruits and veggies and you stopped eating junk food, and you were able to do 10, if you're 10 push-ups on your own, or maybe the 10 pull-ups on your own, and are you able to make great friends while you got healthy in your F45 new gym, and then you don't really achieve that goal at the end of the year of losing the specific weight. Maybe you lost 7 kilos, but those rituals are going to compound for you then to achieve your goal next year and even accelerate faster. And this is the same with making money, finding love. And I even use this example. This is on dating apps. Now, dating apps are not for everybody. However, some people, they join a dating app, they get rejected a lot because, there's a lot of rejection, and they get sick of swiping, they get sick of going on dates, and they're like, oh my God, this is not for me, it's not going to work. Just before they're about to meet that person, because they did not continue with the rituals of, you know what, I'm going to spend 30 minutes a day swiping, I'm going to spend 20 minutes a day messaging, and I'm going to spend a few hours a week going on 1 or 2 dates. Now, what happens is they get so demotivated, they don't follow the rituals, they're not consistent, and in the end, they end up alone and they give up. And this is the same with the making the cold calls, going to the gym, whatever it is in your life. So these are the 6 steps. They're quite simple. Finally, this is not about going through this 6-step process and putting it away. This is in your book. You create this book, you write it down. I wouldn't even do it on Word. I would do it in a handwritten book. Every week I would look at this book. I would review what my goals, and I would work on my habits, and I would meditate on them. I would visualize on them, and I would have a vision board, because this is, if you just do this, you put this away, this is not magic. This 6 steps is not magic. It's a lot of work that you have to put in. And a lot of people, what they do is they write their goals and they think, oh, okay, I wrote my goals, I should be achieving those goals. No, it doesn't work like that. So make sure you review them, and it's a work in progress. You might not hit all your goals. Like one year, I actually just hit one of my goals, and I was so happy because, some people don't even hit any of their goals. But the following year, I took those 3 goals and I moved them on to the following year, and I was able to achieve those 3 goals. So I'm not always hard on myself. I'm like, okay, what did I learn? What were the rituals? How, did I get more healthy? Did I learn things? Because, it sounds cliche, but it's about the journey. So this is my advice, my very quick 6 steps. I am going to link the article in the comments. So if you don't want to watch this full video, you can go and just skim through the article, have a look, and follow those 6 steps. Let me know how you go. Maybe you have your own rituals. Maybe you have your own steps. Do share them as well. Do share your tips. And thank you so much for watching.